Hello everyone. If there's anyone here, maybe you're watching the replay. This is a unconventional live streaming time for me because I have an event this evening at 9 o'clock. I'll be sketching for an hour as part of the Let's Face It start of the year party. Let's Face It is a year-long portraiture course immersion, which is taught by how many are there? I think there are like almost 30 artists this year, or maybe 26 artists who share weekly tutorials, and I'm one of them, and there's going to be a live event. So now, because that's tonight, right now this morning, 10 in the morning, pretty early for a live stream, it looks like 4 of you are here. I'd love it if you said hello in the chat. Glasses. We were talking about glasses yesterday and the day before, and often glasses are a challenge, and it's not going to get more challenging than this, perhaps. Maybe. Hi, Gabriela. We won't be drawing any more glasses in a single portrait than right here. I unfortunately don't know who this is. This is someone who shared this amazing image in the Kanyo reference sharing chat and deleted their account, so there's no name associated with it. Otherwise, I would love to get in touch with them. If you see yourself or ever someone shares this and the person who it is says hello, then I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for this incredible photo. And I wish I had so many glasses. I just have the one pair and they need replacing. So hi, Annette. Let's draw the glasses. I'm going to be working with colored pencils today. And I was thinking maybe I could make the different glasses. If I counted correctly, there are 9 pairs. Maybe I could make them different colors and then be able to kind of differentiate what's going on. Because I know that people with just the 3 pairs of glasses yesterday, some people had some challenges. Gallery Violet, hello from Japan. Hello, Annette in Denmark. Hello, Gabriella in Germany. I'm also in Germany. Thank you for being here. Perhaps people who are usually asleep during my live streams may be able to be here. Like from Japan, I guess usually. You may be asleep when I'm live streaming. All right, let's draw. So I have I have a few polychromos pencils that I often use, and I also have this really cool set of Derwent Inktense pencils. I don't want to use water on them at all, but just for the sake of having some strong colors, I think it could be interesting to have all of these different colors. So we'll see how we go. I'm going to try. So often, if we have an image like yesterday, people were having a hard time with 3 pairs of glasses, and today we have a lot more glasses. And recently, a few times I have spoken about when something seems too complex to get your head around, to find a way to either pull it apart and piece it back together bit by bit to make it understandable, and so that you can process it and you can draw it. Or maybe there are also other things in life that seem incredibly complex and we don't know how to go about doing it. But if you just do it bit by bit, then it gets done. So what's my starting color going to be? Like, there's almost like a pillar of glasses. So I've got the reference right alongside here, and there's this like column of glasses. I would think we don't have to worry too much about the likeness because it's almost indiscernible who this person is under the glasses. But we have this stack of glasses, and the way they intersect, layer on each other, the distortion between all the different lenses, there's so much going on, and I think it's a really amazing photo. And it's going to be interesting to see like how we do it. So I'm just kind of thinking of this idea of like a stack. I don't like it may be helpful to just draw a couple of guidelines to like place them within, but that's not what I'm going to do. And I was wondering, maybe if I try and look at them just as a big bunched together shape and look at the external contour, that could be really interesting. And then within that, start to make some differentiated glasses. So how well can we see this pencil? This is a light blue, so I hope it's going to be visible. But this is, I don't know, just a spontaneous idea. Thinking of the idea of playfully and lightly going about this drawing, although it seems super complex. So I'm hoping, yeah, it's pretty light, but you can see I'm just go around the external kind of silhouette of the glasses shape, not even of the portrait at the moment. This is a portrait of glasses. I'm really focused on the glasses, and I'm just going to go around trying to navigate around the external form of the glasses, including the frames here. I almost went in here, but I'm in the arm. Yeah, you can kind of see that. It's going to get darker sooner. So yeah, including the arms, which are part of the glasses, and the frames, and then we've come down to the bottom here. And this is a strange kind of profile, strange shape here, but I feel like it's a lot less complex than everything that's happening within it. So it may be a helpful way to look at this image by just this will be interesting, trying to get this edge of the glasses kind of along alignment with the other side of the same pair, so that we may be able to like connect them. Looking at this edge, this is coming out here. It's like this, and then there's this frame down here. I put a timer on just to see how we go. All right, so now I have this strange shape. Hi Petra, nice to have you here. So this is my attempt to simplify this form. I've just gone around drawing the outside shape of all of these glasses and lenses, and now I'm going to pick out individual glasses within this shape to draw. And I think I can get a bit closer so we can focus in on this. And I think it would also be possible just to choose a pair of glasses, start from there like we did yesterday. Start from there and just kind of expand out. What's here? A nice strong red color for our... We maybe choose to have like this pair of glasses, which is kind of at the eye height and it's at the front. This could be like in a main character, perhaps. That's also an option. It's all incredibly complex and so much is going on, but it doesn't all have to be equally rendered and equally have the same amount of attention given to it. So when we see something which seems incredibly busy and has a lot going on, there's no obligation for us to have to draw all of that busyness. And after this reference, incoming live streams and daily drawing practice, I'm going to just have some single glasses references where we'll get back to this idea of the glasses as a tool for finding your way around the face. And I just loved this image and I thought it'll be challenging and fun. And if you follow along with this and you draw all of these glasses, perhaps it will be liberating when you come to future glasses in drawings, if you have that kind of trepidation and intimidation, which is understandable. After you've drawn all of these, it'll be like, oh, no drawing of glasses can ever be difficult again after doing this. So this is interesting. This frame is in front of the ones beneath, and this is behind. So I've just left a little gap here, and I'll fill that in. And I talked yesterday, probably the day before, perhaps, about someone pointed out, and it is often the case, and I still often experience that when I do a drawing of the glasses, that I end up with the two frames not being identical, which of course, if you've bought them from a reputable glasses store, the lenses should look the same, but in the drawing, maybe one is too compressed or a bit too high, or the shape is different, the curve is different. So as we draw, trying to like look back and forward, see the spacing is fairly equal, try and get similar kind of curves. And even though this is not perfect, I feel like it's pretty good. Like I'm content, even though both sides of the glasses are not identical. How's everyone doing? My 4 friends. Oh, 9 of you are watching now. Let me know where you are, where you're watching from. It's great to have you here on this 9th of January 2025. Now I have a green pencil. So I could I'm wondering now, either work into the stack. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 pairs of glasses layered right in this area. And then there are 2 down here and another 3 up here. And so I was wondering, do I now work into the stack, or do I stay with the glasses that are like prominent and at the front? Maybe that's what I'm going to do. So there's a bit of a gap here. There's also this line I drew initially here is part of another pair that are at the front. And I have this shape in the silhouette, which is at the edge where the arm of the glasses is connecting to the frame. So using that point to find my way. How do people feel about glasses? If you're drawing along, if you're in the chat, perhaps you're just watching. Are you comfortable drawing glasses? Do you love drawing glasses? Is it just like, doesn't matter, it's just draw whatever? I feel like whatever we're drawing, I particularly love portraiture, but every drawing, whether it is of a still life, an inanimate object, or a living being, or a landscape, or a building, whatever it is, I feel like there's always an opportunity to really connect to whatever it is. Like you become so aware as you're following the flow of the forms of the shape. Like everything can be a really rewarding challenge to draw. And some things will call to us more than others to be drawn. And often it's, it could be just the way particular shapes and values are interacting, which catch our eye and make us want to draw something. The lighting. Perhaps it has some emotional significance to us, a relationship that we have to it. Or it could just be a thing you've never seen before, but you're like, wow, I want to draw that. It's interesting what contributes to making the experience of drawing worthwhile. Why do we want to draw certain things? All right, I may come back to some of these and add some more definition and detail, but for now I'm going to move on to the glasses right at the top. On the 19th of January, I am hosting a free webinar, and it's about leaning into likeness. So I sent out email to my mailing list yesterday, and a lot of people have registered for the webinar, which is cool. And the idea of it is that by experimenting and taking things lightly and playfully, even in potential complexity, that we can find a rewarding way to be in our drawing practice. And I know there can be phases of taking things very seriously, and I have worked on pieces where I really wanted it to be something special, and it just that kind of expectation and hope that I had just really froze me up in the process. And yeah, and being able to just be at ease with your drawing and be playful with it, it can still become something serious and can become something memorable and beautiful, but it could also just be a thing for that moment, something you may never want to look like at again, but yeah, it can be really fun to work with things in that kind of, to have that kind of approach. Now I'm going to draw the glasses in between these two, which is lighter. I'm grabbing a lighter pencil. I'm not sure how this is going to work out with all these different colors, but it'll be different. And that's something I was thinking about, this idea of doing something lightly and playfully. And after drawing Hayao Miyazaki on the weekend, I've filled this page with quick sketches. Some of them were blind contours. Some I tried to mirror what was going on and layering up different colors and just playfully, with kind of no expectation or intention other than experimenting and just playing around with those colors and experiencing different ways of looking. And that's the thing that always keeps coming back to, like how we look, the way we look at things, and the awareness and perception that we cultivate as we are drawing. And there are definitely different kind of stages of development. And at some point we may be more focused on, like, how do I make marks? How do I get lines that I like? And there's a time for being technical, and there's also time to keep coming back to the playful approach. And I shared some drawings that my 8-year-old did on New Year's Eve with me, and he had no hesitation. He was just so confident, was just drawing, and he joined my Zoom session, and there was no second guessing his process. He just went for it, and it was so cool to see that. And he just moved on, kept drawing and drawing, and it was inspiring to see how free and how confident he was. Because once here now, I wanted to go for these round glasses, but there's another pair in front. There are 2 pairs in front of the red ones that I've got here. So I'm going to take the one that's touching this frame before the round ones. I think that'll help me put the round ones in the right place. Yeah, I think having doing that initial outline shape, it's really give me a form to nestle all of these glasses within. All right, and that's coming down here. We're heading towards 15 minutes of drawing so far. Almost 5 pairs of glasses in, 3 minutes a pair. Not that the timing really matters, but I do a lot of timed sketch practice, and I find it's really valuable. It has been over the years to just help me with the confidence to just put my lines down. All right, now there's these cool round glasses behind there, and I'm not sure what's going on color-wise. I don't know. Not sure if there's any kind of like sequencing to the colors that I could do. Something that would make most sense to put down there. Maybe the magenta, which I've got up the top, I could bring back under there. Yeah. And here I went for this shape here because it's really clear, distinct form within the negative space of the neighboring glasses. And often just picking, just starting wherever your attention is drawn to and continuing from there. Alright, so that frame coming up, touching up against these ones. And this is interesting because this is these are like really circular lenses, which can be challenging to draw a circle. And a few times recently, I've encouraged people, and in courses that I've given, you can just fill a page with circles, just as practice for drawing circles, because a circle is a very hard thing to draw perfectly, and it doesn't need to be perfect. But just to gain the confidence to be able to do it and to see, like, if we think of it as a circle, then we can, even though the connection is invisible, like, because it's behind all of these other elements, that we can see there is this circular element connecting this shape. And if it's a bit wonky, that's totally fine. There's a real sneaky pair of glasses in between the blue and the red ones here. Hi Maya, what a great reference, isn't it? Isn't it great? Maya, I loved your one from yesterday of Lilith with the 3 glasses that you shared in the Discord server. It was so cool. So I'm excited to see what you do with today's. And in case you're not already there, I'm just going to take a break to put the link to the Discord server where people are sharing their work, which I love. That's so cool. I will put that in the chat. And if you're not already on the Discord server, please join. And on the daily reference conversation, you'll be able to find all of the reference. And even if I'm not live streaming, I'm sharing reference there that you'll be able to draw along with. And people are also posting their work there, which is really super fun to see. Colours. I'm wondering which glasses there. There are now 3 pairs remaining. I think maybe this ochre colour, burnt ochre. I'm going to do the bottom pair first and put the yellow, I'm going to use this green and put the yellow ochre behind it. So yeah, I've got this shape, the bottom edge waiting for me down here. I feel like I've somehow now got a lot of space in between these glasses and these glasses, but it's okay. And I've mentioned before that on the Discord server, the photos that people upload there are super high resolution. Instagram does a lot of compression. It lowers the quality of the photos, and it has that thing where you zoom into it, but then it like drops back and zooms back out. And with Discord, you can really get a close look at people's work, which I like so much. And I was thinking about it after the drawing we did of Jade, and I was just blown away by so many of the renditions of Jade. And I was looking at some of these pieces and getting in so close, and I realized it's like having a living art book. It's digital. We have this digital interface with it, but you can for me, it feels like the experience of like looking at the images and just getting close to them and seeing through the marks that people made, what decisions they made, and everyone's able to contribute. And I would encourage people to share their work there, because there are people of varying levels of technical experience, but it's just great to see so many people sharing there, and people are sharing work that they're happy with, work that they're not happy with, and just putting it out there. I don't have the capacity to directly respond to what everyone's saying, but even when I see people saying, "Oh, this one didn't work out so well for me," but I see gold in there. There's so many things that are working out, and it's so cool that people are just practicing daily, because just putting in that continual practice, that's going to help so much. And by the time we've drawn thousands of faces, we've collected a wealth of experience that we draw from. And maybe you've only just started drawing faces, and the idea of having drawn thousands of faces may seem so far in the future, but if you just keep doing it, eventually you've done it. And then each individual piece doesn't have the same kind of weight and significance that those early ones do, those uncomfortable but somehow alluring drawings from the early stages, which are so wonderful. All right, I feel like this is a nice color choice in between. I like the way, the kind of rhythm of the repetition of the colors, and because this lens in here is lighter than the one in front, I like this ochre color nestled behind the green. I really love this, how the red glasses are behind here and in front here. There are just so many interesting interactions of these shapes to observe. And after getting past the potential intimidation of the complexity of what we are looking at, if you just, once you get into the process and you're just like drawing each shape after the next and seeing how they interlock and interact, and then it just becomes I just feel like it's like that with making any image really, but especially with these things that can seem intimidating in the beginning, that once you just go at it step by step, piece by piece, and eventually you've drawn this incredibly complex thing that may have seemed overwhelming in the beginning. And there's still one pair of glasses that is in between all of this here. Easy to overlook. And then I'm wondering what to do about the face. Is it even necessary to draw the face? I think it would be pretty fun. But this is already so much fun. So there's all sorts of cool stuff happening, like the highlight that we often have on the inner edge of the lens. All this, there's so much going on. There's the potential for so much detail in here. And then if you can make a conscious choice not to get carried away with all of those details, that can also make the process a bit more, may seem a bit more achievable. And now I'm just wondering what color should be in between. It should be something that's a color that's not touching any of that, so that only leaves green really from the colors I've been using so far. Although I feel like the green it's already it's at the front, so having it at the back feels a bit. I have a really light green. This green is almost invisible though. It's called light green. Let's see. Can you see that? Oh yeah, it's visible. It's really like luminous, this screen. It has a very different quality than all of the other colors I've been using. There's this tiny little eye in here. It's so cool. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and drawing along. And I'm sure you're all very focused on drawing all of these glasses. But it'd be great if you could say something in the chat or leave a comment. It's always really appreciated, and I love reading your comments and responding and seeing what people have to say, what your experience is of the reference that we're working from. These glasses are almost not even there. This little green, but that was also really like I could have easily overlooked them. So for them not to be as present as the rest, I feel like that's okay. And now, perhaps I'll take that light blue that I started with and draw the face underneath. So I'll grab a photo of just all the glasses, and then the lighting is often tricky. The lighting when you're trying to photograph your work can be very important. Fortunately, we can edit pretty easily within the phones, if that's what you're using. All right, so you got lost in the glasses. You're still working on the glasses? Still lost? Cold coffee. Okay. I'm going to get in closer because the details of the face in here are so small and so broken up. But I want to do it fairly quickly now. Also filling in a bit of value within the space, because I really like the value structure, that there's this clear highlight down the side. Or maybe first, I don't want to overdo it. I'll start with some lines. Here's a nostril, and hopefully, yeah, I feel like this light blue should be a fairly distinct, separate color from everything else I've been using. This is the same blue that I did that initial shape with, the silhouette form. Is anyone here signed up to Let's Face It 2025? And will you be participating in the launch party today? I will be hosting a multi-portrait sketch session with some really awesome reference photos from the Owen Wilson Found Photos collection, a really cool Instagram account. It's interesting here. We've got so much going on with all these glasses, and I feel like it's really, there's so much distortion and so much going on that the likeness is really not going to be that important, because we can hardly see the facial features for all of the complexity of the glasses. Oh, yeah, I love this kind of, the edge, the profile, this edge of the face, this from the silhouette. Instead of being over here, it's like all of these lenses have distorted it, so the edge of the face looks like it's in here. That's so cool. I love that. Got an eyebrow in here. Petra will be there. Gallery Violet will be there. Maya. Gabriela. Cool. I think it's going to be amazing. I know that I got to see Shannon's reference that she's chosen. It's super nice. And Shannon's drawings recently have been so good. It's always great to see Shannon's drawings. And Sabra, I think after me it's Sabra, followed by Shannon. And my apologies for not knowing who comes before and in what order, but I focused mainly, I can check in a moment to see the timetable, but I saw my own name, make sure I know when I'm drawing. And then what was coming up after? Perhaps someone in the chat will be able to tell us. Bev, hello. You're late to the party. What did I stumble into here? Page full of glasses. Yes, indeed. That is exactly what you've stumbled into. Yeah, we are half an hour in, so we spent quite some time drawing these glasses, and now I'm not too concerned about having the perfect portrait underneath, but it is such a cool reference that we want to have definitely some indication of what's going on in there. And yeah, for those who joined late, I talked a lot about how when we see something which seems incredibly complex, how can we how can we playfully find a way to work with it, and then just bit by bit, one element after the other, start working on it and bring it together that way, because there are so many opportunities to draw where the subject matter just seems like overwhelming. But there are ways that we can just kind of slowly get started, and then eventually you've drawn the thing, or you've just focused on a few of the things instead of being lost in the complexity of it. You may just take part of it that you want to focus on. There are ways to find our way amongst the sometimes overwhelming complexity of life. And drawing. Right after this, I'm going to film a Patreon video. With any luck, I'll have it up by the end of the day or tomorrow. And it's inspired by the illumination workshop. That I hosted in December. And I've had, after sending my mailing list out, had some more interest in the mentorship, which is starting soon and is going to be amazing. So I would like to keep bringing that to your attention if that feels like something that could be just the thing for you to together to focus on your exploration in a way, in a guided manner. Please check out my mentorship page on my website. I'm excited, and the people who've signed up so far are excited, and the webinar will kind of be like session 0. It's going to be open to everyone, and it covers the first step in the cycle and the process that I've been coming up with a way to articulate how we're going to work through the mentorship and within the creative cycle, and lightness and play is the first step. So that's what we are going to be covering in the webinar. And anyone who's interested in the webinar, please just let me know. It was really easy in the newsletter. Otherwise, you can find the contact formula on my website and just say I'm interested in the webinar, and I will send you the details. That'll be on the 19th of January. All right, it's quite light under there. The page underneath, because I used a lot of water on it, it's not staying flat, so it keeps pushing out. I will just, can always just leave it like this. I know I could definitely keep working much longer on this, but I feel happy with where it is at the moment. I feel like the incredible complexity that we see here really invites us to spend a lot more time with it, but it's already been over half an hour, and it's all right just to do half an hour. And that's something with my daily references that I would like people to be aware that even if it's just 5 minutes a day, it's worth just doing a quick sketch. And I know I have been spending longer on a lot of these, but yeah, just that really brief but continual practice is worth so much in just getting to see a lot of images and draw a lot and start to recognize value transitions and angles and distances. There are all these things all these elements that go into the drawing in this kind of direct observational drawing. And the more we practice, the more immediate our access is to recognizing that and representing it as we draw. So do not be too intimidated by the complexity of some of the references, and don't feel like you need to spend an hour every day with the daily practice. That's not what it's about. If you have that time to spend, amazing, enjoy, but you don't have to. It's just about having a continual daily practice. And maybe there'll be some references that speak to you more, that you're like, oh, this one I would like to spend some more time on or come back to. Or maybe it starts as a 5-minute or a 10-minute drawing in between life, all the other things that we have to do. It may just be a small beginning which invites us to come back and spend more time when we have more time. That can also be really great. And sometimes I've had really quick sketches in my sketchbooks, and I flip back through and I'm like, oh, this, if I just did this, that this could become something different. And it's like, yeah, no value kind of statement on any of it. Because just even the quick practice where maybe the likeness is way off, but there's something interesting in the form, or you've seen the values in a certain way, or you don't feel too good about it, but it's led you to a realization like, oh, I keep doing this, and maybe that's something I need to focus on. Like each image that we make is of value, regardless of how it makes us feel, or the people looking at it, if they ever do. But I think this is it for now, for today, for me, for this drawing. I like how the face amongst the bright lenses is almost invisible. Even though I've just spent, 10 minutes or more drawing it, I'm hardly aware of it when I look at this. And that's also an interesting thing to be aware of. Like if you see something super complex, and here in the beginning I said these are maybe going to be the main character. These glasses, I did them red. They're the only glasses that are red. They're in the front and in the middle. And so these glasses are really attracting much more attention than the underlying face supporting this whole incredible structure. So coming back and just giving them a bit more attention, maybe finishing this up a bit more, having some crisper lines, adding a bit more value and definition. Maybe just this one pair of glasses will be enough to make it look like, oh, there's something finished about this, and there's something really undefined about this, which is cool. How's everyone doing? If you're still on the third pair of glasses, that's totally fine. If you have charged through and you finish before me, awesome. Each to their own, and whatever you have the time and capability of doing it on any given day, you can just feel good about knowing that you put in some practice. And I'm drawing I wonder, I'm just thinking about comparison. And people say, not to compare, but comparing can also drive you to, there's so much amazing art that I see every day on Instagram, and I either don't have the ability or the time to make some of the things I'm looking at, or I guess it's a combination of those two. But when you follow along with something, or you see something that inspires you, that's as a point of comparison, maybe I could, if I did a bit of that with my practice, then maybe that would be something I would enjoy in my work. I realize with the years of consistent practice I have, if I just draw something and it's done, that is not what anyone needs to do. Everyone is here for their own practice and their own experience and development. But I can't wait to see what you've done. So if you feel like sharing, I would love to see it on Instagram and on the Discord server, which I am really enjoying how alive the Discord server is, and that so many people are sharing there. I think I'm done. I'm ready to go film another video, warmed up with all these glasses. The video I'm filming will not have any glasses in it. How are you all? I'll just have a drink. If anyone has anything to say, then please do. The link to Discord I put in there. And if you're interested in Let's Face It, I will share that link as well, because it's just started. I think it's the first week of a year's worth of portraiture and also figurative drawing and painting. There's so many different methods and approaches that the teachers use. And that's the cool part about having so many different teachers, that they all have their own wealth of experience and their different process, a different way of looking at how to do things, which is really, it's an amazing opportunity to be able to tap into what everyone has to share. Hi Ed, thank you for being here. It's always great to see you pop up in the chat. If you haven't said anything in the chat yet now, you could just say goodbye. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Tomorrow, Friday, it's going to be at 9 p.m. Central European time, like it has been a lot of the times. So if you're curious, I don't have it down in the description, but I'll add it to the description. This is the Let's Face It link, and I am one of at least 26 teachers who is sharing weekly tutorials there. And I know that a lot of you are already signed up, and I look forward to seeing you at the launch party today. It's going to be really cool. And my Leaning into Lightness webinar, which is happening on the 19th. I sent out, here I can show you a couple of drawings I did. These are also from the Owen Wilson Found Photos account, the references that I took here. So as I was thinking about this idea, leaning into lightness and finding a light, playful way to draw, this, for example, was a blind contour drawing, which I then spent some more time on. We'll definitely be doing stuff like this during the webinar. And things are in the wrong place, but it has a lot of the elements of the drawing, and I just had this wonky drawing because I wasn't looking at the paper, and then I was like, hey, there's something cool here. What if I add some value and some sculpting to this drawing, and just to not take it so seriously. I love having a portrait that looks exactly like the person that is portrayed, but it's also cool just to loosen up, be playful, and interestingly, that lightness and that playfulness can also lead to a more confident and more accurate practice. But maybe that's not what you're after, and it's not always important. So that's coming up on the 19th, my webinar and my mentorship, which I'm really excited about. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. This is like construction work. All of these glasses, yes. And eventually there's a building or a highway or a bridge that has been built bit by bit, little task by little task. It all comes together, and then eventually it's done. So it can be done. Thank you for being here. You're all amazing, and I can't wait to see your work on Instagram and the Discord server. You can, where are we? Here, tag me at Dylan Sara, #Drawing with Dylan. I'll share your work to my stories as well. And thank you, whoever this is with 9 pairs of glasses from the Kanyo chat. I'll see you all here in the chat again tomorrow, I hope. And